Welcome everyone to Louder and Proud Orlando. We're back, guys. Thank you so much for being live with us. We're delighted to be back for another episode. So thank you so much. Happy New Year to every single one of you. Happy 2024. So we have a lot of good changes coming up here for the pod. We're going to be talking about a lot of news that have happened in the Orlando City world in the OC Twitter, right? Nico Lodeiro is Orlando City player now. Uh, I think one of the best MLS uh, signings in history, in my opinion. For Seattle Sounders has won every single thing a player wants to win in the league. A heavily experienced veteran presence right there in the mid. A plug and play, they say, from Mauricio Pereira. So we're going to talk about all of that. We're going to talk about our depth, rumors, news, people that have left, people that may be coming in, and all of that. I know that you guys been yearning for Orlando City content, so we're here to deliver it for you. Like always, with me is John and Paola. John, how are you, my friend? Good evening.
Excellent, man. Ready for a new, 2024, a new year, new pod, and excited already by the moves that we're making. And I'm ready for some big players to come in. I think Nico is a big signing, but I'm hoping for even bigger signing hopefully soon.
That's right.
Maybe still fingers crossed.
Paola, how are you? Good to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's to our listeners and to you, John, and to you, Luis. Excited to be back. I'm excited for this 2024. I don't know. Think we might have, cooking a little bit of a start in our, up in our logo. So let's finish up in the off season. I know that, like John said, we signed Nico Lodeiro, but I feel that there's more people more important coming up. I don't know, but I'm excited to be here as always, and let's jump in.
Yeah, I mean, we're making a lot of changes, especially with how the way the pod looks and feels. Obviously this since we started this adventure, it's been ongoing changes. Paula coming on board, people also leaving the pod, and John joining in, and we just kind of want to make sure that we are providing the best content possible for you guys, and we also want to make sure that we are um, you know providing the best experience too, right, to the listener and to the viewer. So we're making some little changes. So the first change that we're making obviously is tonight, 7:30 p.m., right, Monday. We're gonna also be having a second pod during the day, during the week, and then we're, I guess, announcing also a specifically Pride podcast for Louder and Proud Orlando. So Pride is gonna have its own content that we're going to be providing because I think they deserve it. And I think John, Paul, and I believe that they're going to have a monster season, probably topping this last one, So we're very definitely happy to announce that. There's a couple of few changes. And also, one of the biggest ones is the logo. We are definitely getting rid of the old logo that was there, not because we just kind of want to have a fresh start, right? And we want to make you guys part of the process of building this with us. So um I'm gonna play the video that I want to give thanks to Oz. He's an amazing designer. I know if you're in the OC Twitter, you've seen the beautiful stuff he makes. Look, if the club's listening, come on, man. You guys have like a decked out their graphic designer right there. Um, all his info is going to be available in the description of this video, in this episode. And also, if you go into the poll that you voted for the logo, his Instagram is going to be there. Follow him, check all his stuff. He's out of this world. Also, we're going to put at the end of the show his Twitter information as well. So we're going to play the video for the logo. Here we go.
Um, Really, for me, I like all of them. I think they're all really good, and I want to say, repeat, thank you to Oz for being
Yeah.
awesome and designing these for us. I think for me, I really kind of like number two. I think because it's the gold and the purple, but also really number one as well because the lion. Everyone likes the lion. He looks like a really fierce lion. So I think all of three of them are great, and I'll be happy with any of them. But I'm gonna go either for me number two because it's our purple and gold, and I like the big LPO. But I think so far number one is the big hit online with
Yeah. So
67% of the vote on YouTube so far. So that one's in the lead. We'll have to see what happens. But Paula, what do you think?
I like all it's a difficult when you guys send it to me. I'm like, really, this is a tough one, but I really like number one. Um, and I agree. Let's see if we can change. I don't know the gold. Put there the gold. I don't know, but I really like number one and number three too. But my heart is going more with the number one.
I think if let's see what let's see what the people say, because I mean that's exactly what they're. I'm going to go into the actual. If I go back here and we go into community, the polls right here, right in community, right? So it's 33 votes so far. Obviously, if I click, I'm gonna be part of the voting, so I don't want to do that live right now.
I
But
did
let
that.
me
I
go.
voted already, so I'm a
Yeah,
cheat.
so I haven't voted yet. So let me go and look through another set of eyes here.
I
And
haven't
if I
voted. I
look
was gonna
here on
vote
my
and vote.
phone,
It
the
says for me
poll.
right now, number one is 67%. Number two is 9%. It's probably just me who voted on that one. And logo three is 24%. So logo one is by far and away the winner so far. But hey, like I said, it's gonna be up for a
Yeah,
whole week,
so
right? So or
yeah,
yeah.
logo one, it right now has 68%, and logo two is 9%, and logo three is 24. You know, we have people saying that they like all of them. We also have, pardon me, people on Instagram too that have commented on the actual video that we posted, and people are saying number one, number one, number one. Number one is winning right now.
I
What do you
think
think
it's
if
well in the lead. It's gonna take a lot to stop it.
right? What about number one with the gold color?
Maybe Oz will do that for us. Maybe he'll take that on
Yeah,
board. But
you
also,
know,
he's probably got his reasons why he went silver. So I don't want
that's
to
right. Yeah,
taint his
true.
artistic integrity. He's
Maybe
done an
the
incredible
kit,
job for us.
maybe he's hinting the new kit. I don't know.
Maybe silver. It's kind of in our wheelhouse, silvery,
Yeah,
purpley.
he's
But I
right.
think it just looks classy. All three of them look classy. So
Yeah.
I think it'll be great to have a new logo, regardless of which one wins.
Yeah. So if you're listening, you're also gonna have the ability to not only subscribe to a YouTube channel, uh, but once you subscribe, you're gonna be able to go into the community section and you'll see the poll right there, and you'll be able to vote. We're gonna be voting the whole week, and then we're gonna make the announcement of the new logo, and then the new designs and all that stuff that's coming. And we're also gonna get a new intro with with a new song, and it's gonna be a whole process. It's gonna be really fun. You guys are definitely gonna enjoy it. And anyways, I wanted to just dive into the news, and right now there's a lot of news that have happened. The first one is I believe if what happened just we reported it a little early by sources. Um, it was Luca Petrasso leaving the team, right? So Luca Petrasso is loaning, according to MLS Network posted it today, loaning Luca Petrasso to Serie C Italian side Triestina Calcio. The 23-year-old Canadian left back will have purchase option around the 300K mark. Petrasso has appeared 14 times for Orlando City since arriving from Toronto FC in 2022. So Federico Di Marcio was the one who announced it. So, uh, guys, what are your thoughts, Paula, of Luca leaving?
I mean, he didn't get a lot of minutes after his injury coming back to the team. So I it's gonna be good for him and his development. He's still young, and probably they're offering him more minutes at Orlando City because we clearly saw that he was like Santos took his place because primarily Santos was gonna be in that position before he came into the club. He adjusted and then Petraso had to go to the bench. So I'm happy for this player because if we were not gonna give him minutes, it's better to loan him out and give the opportunity to someone else in the club.
What about you, John? Look at Petressa leaving. It seems like the depth on the left back side right now. We only have Rafael Santos.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Paul. I think it. What I said, remember earlier when we were talking about who might stay or
Yeah,
go, like early, late last year, I said maybe there's a chance Petrasso, because when he did come back, Oscar was reluctant to put him in the lineup.
right.
I think it sounds harsh, but I think Oscar lost a little faith in him and lost a little trust in him, right? Like there were some mistakes he made, and he didn't seem like he was keen to put Petrasso in the lineup. But when Oscar's like very picky about his defenders and who he plays, if he's not going to trust you, he's not going to play you. And at his age, 23, 24, like he has to play like now in order to be able to develop to become the player we want him to, be a starter. He needs minutes now. So I think when we signed him from Toronto, there was a chance that maybe, we got a good deal. And I thought, oh, as a young left back, he's cheap. Maybe there's a limit to how good he can be, right? So this is a loan. I've seen maybe some reports that it's a loan to buy. So
Yeah,
it could be the last we've seen of Luca in purple. I don't know. We'll see. But I agree entirely that if he is going, and it seems like he is going on loan, regardless, this year, we're going to need another left back because last season it was playing, Smith whenever Santos was out.
I do want to add that when it comes to Petrasso, a great talent. I mean, no doubt. I think he helped us a lot in the beginning of the and but I believe his heart was also abroad. So, I mean, he liked our post when we first announced it. I think we were the only people outside of the source that posted that out within the OC Twitterverse. And Petrasso, even though he doesn't mention it, he's very active and he's always looking around and he's always checking out our Instagram also, Luca. And he's like, oh yeah, so he liked the post.
I also want to say
And
he's a really like none of this is personal. He's a really nice guy. Like you can tell he's
yeah,
just a
very cool guy.
friendly, very friendly guy. And also like I
Very,
want him to play. Like I feel like he's
yeah.
been bounced around a bunch of MLS clubs, never got like real play time. So if Series C is great level for him, like he'll be able to, do well in that league. So I think it's great if he gets a move, and he's obviously got Italian roots, living in Italy, playing soccer, doing football in Italy. It's not a bad life.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. So we wish him the best of luck to look up Petrasso. I don't know if I'll say forever hashtag forever a lion, but
We don't know. Maybe he's gonna come back. Who knows? TBD.
forever a
Luca.
lion. But we definitely wish him the best. And but obviously, we have to talk about um, one of the. I mean, we talked about it on the pod also, and there were rumors that people may be asking for a little bit more. Wilder Cartagena was going to sign back with Orlando City. There was no doubt he was going to leave. There were some rumors from Peru circulating that some Peruvian teams may be interested in bringing him back into Peru. There was no way after Oscar pretty much revamped his career and his staff, and he felt so comfortable within Orlando, he was just going to let that go. I mean, it just didn't make a lot of sense. What to me, this is a great re-signing of Wilder. a cornerstone of a great season that we've had so far. That's going to be really, I mean, it's going to be tough to topple in a way. I don't know. What do you think there, Paola? You think that? I mean, I think he's going to be great. Uh,
I
it was a
mean,
great move by the front office.
if we didn't sign him, I was gonna get mad because
Yeah,
it was a no-brainer not to sign Wilder Cartagena. He was part of the formula who, you know, get them us the momentum that we had. He was like Mr. Clutch. Let's put it that way. He was defending, doing some assist and some important goals in our game. So it was a no-brainer that if they were like in doubts, I'm doubting the front office, but I don't think they had doubts on signing him. So I'm happy that he's staying. It wasn't For me, it wasn't a surprise when I saw his post. A lot of people were like criticizing Orlando because they put like hints of his tattoos on the posting, but the reality is he didn't had this like welcoming when he came to Orlando
of
when we
course.
signed him like as a loan. So
Hmm.
understand that part that he deserved to be like featured like other any other player in the team. So I'm happy for him and happy for his family because I know that he likes to be in Orlando.
You know, um, to me, the best game he's had, to me, it was the 4-0 win Orlando against Toronto. I mean, he completed like over 98% of his passes, I think, on that game. I mean, he was a monster. And then obviously the banger he did against Nashville. You know what I mean? That was to me one of the best goals I've seen. It caused a huge buzz in Peru, and I mean, people even in Peru recognizes that, hey, he's playing better than he did in Argentina in the MLS. So, what are your thoughts, John? I mean, I think this was a great move by the front office.
I mean, nothing to add on Wilder. I agree entirely. I think he just, you know, he was so integral to last year. Like Paula said, it would have been frustrating if we hadn't got him back. Just like Oscar was a massive piece, obviously, of last year. So, and Angulo, that brings me on to the next one, right? So, we managed to bring a lot of our pieces from last year back, run it again or run it back or re-roll, just like everyone's been saying. We're started on that process. I don't know who else we really need to bring back. Like we're happy to let go of Antonio. We obviously happy to let go of Mauricio. We're going to replace those guys, but we weren't ready to let go of Wilder or Angulo. So the fact that we bring both those guys back is huge.
I know that there was a lot of things were said regarding Ivan, that maybe Palmeiras is playing hard to get, that maybe Palmeiras wants $3 million. There was no way Palmeiras was gonna ask for $3 million. So it was a great deal by Orlando City. It was a no-brainer. It was, this is a player that, again, Oscar and his coaching staff boosted tremendously. I mean, he came as, okay, we'll see how this guy works out, type of thing, right? I think the OC fan base were more because of the buzz of Gaston Gonzalez. I think there were, at least I was. I don't know. I mean, I want to talk about myself. I was more, gung ho on Gaston Gonzalez getting that starting position, right? And here comes young Ivan Angulo from Palmeiras being a sub, I think his whole entire career. And boom, like immediate impact. Got used to Oscar system in a no-brainer. Skillful tactical player. I think he needs to a little work on his finishing still a little bit, but I mean, don't get me wrong. An integral part of the puzzle.
That's why he's worth $1 million, though. I mean, like I
That's
love
right.
the guy, but
He
he's
dribbles like
not worth
Vinny.
3 million
He
because
dribbles
he
like Vinny
doesn't bury
Jr.
it every
But
time. If he did that, he'd be worth 10 million, right? So I think for 1 million, he's a very good player, like you said, and it's good value for money.
what about you, Paula?
I was a little bit afraid on this one because I saw that Palmeiras was like asking a lot of money, and then they were like kind of hesitant to let him go. And I was like, don't be selfish. You had this player on the bench. You didn't care about him until we like Oscar Pareja
It's like
um
a child
did
who's
his
like, I was
thing.
not done playing with that toy.
Exactly. Like, I want my toy now. Like, what are you doing with him? So I was a little bit afraid, but at the same time, I'm like, there's no way that Orlando front office is gonna leave him. Oh, okay, you're not gonna give us our toy. Well, whatever. Don't like they're not gonna fight. They fought for him, and I'm happy that he's back with us, and probably he will do finishing drills now more often for this season. So I'm happy that he's back, because he's, like I said, like with Cartagena, he's part of the formula that got us where we were last season.
And I do want to say this signing for Orlando came in a great time because Real Madrid deposited all the money for Endrick to Palmeiras. So Palmeiras said, "Okay, so I'm getting a bunch of millions from Spain, and now I'm getting 1 million from Orlando. Yeah, go ahead. You know, eh,
Taken.
I'm not gonna play hard to get. It's not like we need Angulo anyways. I mean, Palmeiras are really, I mean, they're Flamengo's rival. Like they're like right there. So I think to me, Angulo is a player that brings speed. Also, he's great defensively, a very tactical player for Oscar system. So I'm glad that he's back. So definitely moving on. I do believe that we need to talk about one of the biggest one of the biggest players in our squad, I believe. The Hallen of the Heartland. And to me, one of the best players in the team that has gotten a lot of buzz abroad, Duncan McGuire. Um, I believe that he still needs one more season in the MLS. I think he's a player that you just don't want to drop off in RWD Molenbeek. I never heard about that team. I don't play that team on FIFA or sorry, FC 24. So good, good. Hi, nice to meet you. I don't know who you are, but Blackburn, like what I mean. Like I don't know. I feel like this could be if we let him go a little early. Um, he may not really. I don't know. I have a feeling he's gonna be another Chris Mueller, right? At that point, I mean, to be honest, and I think that he has a lot to give to Orlando for one more season, and then he can maybe go and get into a mid-table Portuguese team, or maybe in France. He could play in France. He could play in Spain, and maybe like a mid-tier team. I don't know. I just feel like he still needs to give one good season and to the MLS, and then go shine like a diamond. I don't know what are your thoughts there, John, with all those rumors of Duncan being targeted.
I think you're right. I think Blackburn Rovers can kind of like throw in load bids all they want, but we're not idiots. Like we're
Yeah,
not
but yeah, but you have to understand the Blackbird fan. They're like, "Who are
uh,
you, man? Like
yeah,
you're Orlando
exactly.
City."
I think Blackbird grossly underestimate either their power or how strong the MLS is. But again, with some of the other teams, I think for me, obviously there's connections there with bigger teams in France. Um, so maybe that would be the plan. But really, I would be more afraid of like a Premier League team coming in, not necessarily play him immediately, but like a Chelsea or an Arsenal who are like, yeah, we'll just buy you now for like, 5 or 6 million and then just loan you out to somewhere and then eventually maybe give you a chance in a year or two. That I think could be very tempting for Duncan, and maybe he could force something there. But these other offers, I don't think he's really, dying to go right now. So unless it's a huge offer for him, I don't see him forcing a move out of the club. And obviously, I don't think we want to accept anything. I think there's probably like a 5 or 6 million dollar offer that could come in that would be enough to maybe tempt us to take it. But right now, I think it's like they're not near that number, and I think that really we don't want to let him go. So unless it's a really good offer, I don't see anything happening this window. And also, I think Duncan. I'm hoping that he is level-headed enough of a guy, which I think he is, to know that he can learn still a lot in this league. And he's got, like, he's talked about how much he learned from Oscar and everybody in
Yeah.
this last year. He can repeat that, you know. So I don't think there's any rush for him. It's not like he's peaked at this level, and like he obviously did a very good first season, but the second half of which, it wasn't so great from Duncan. He didn't get as many goals, so obviously it shows that he's not, killing it every single week. There's still things he can do. There's still more to achieve here. So I think he knows that. And I think he's smart enough to say, I'll go to Europe when the time is right. And definitely to a better club than Blackburn.
RWD Molenbeek. How are you,
Yeah.
Paula?
He's better than that.
Right, Paula. We could maybe play against. No, sorry, no, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna get that cocky about us playing against our WD Molenbeek. Paula, what are your thoughts about Duncan? I mean, to me, the best game he had was when he retired Michael Bradley. To me, that was, I think, where he made the biggest impact. I mean, that goal was just like, see you later,
And I
Michael.
think and I think that was his last goal, if I'm not mistaken. I
Damn.
think. I think so. I agree with all that John said, and obviously, I don't think that we have seen his peak. We have seen him, you know, score some goals and everything, but he's still young. Like I wouldn't go to Europe then yet. Like I will stay one more season, and then if I see here through summer and better offer, and he has succeed every single goal that Oscar Pareja gave him to him, hey, let him go. Let's let him develop in Europe with a good team. Right now, I have never heard about that team. No offense, right? But I feel that we still need to see the real Duncan Maguire. That he's a little Pokemon and he's gonna grow little by little. So he hasn't.
Evolving Duncan. I love that. Yeah.
Like
If
he
Logan
hasn't
has
evolved
he has
yet.
another form. He has a mid-level form to reach here yet
Exactly.
before he goes.
He's a
Yeah.
little, I
It's
don't know,
kind of like
Pikachu.
right. It's like
Yeah.
Frieza.
Now
I don't know
now
if
it
you
begs
guys
the
like
question,
Dragon Ball.
what Pokemon is Duncan, right? If he was a Pokemon.
Yeah, or like in
Hmm.
Dragon Ball world, it would be like Frieza's transformations, right? So, you got second transformation. I think he's in the second transformation. He still hasn't achieved
Well,
his third
yeah, he had
transformation.
college Duncan. Now we got like MLS Duncan. I mean,
Right,
Europe
right,
Duncan,
Exactly.
Europe
He was
Duncan
still
will
a
get
baby.
there. He's just not hit Europe Duncan yet.
He's like
right.
Charizard.
There you go. There you go. There you
Okay, I love it.
go.
All right.
So
Who else do we have to mention on
no, I mean,
transfers and
I think we
rumors?
got all of them. I mean,
We could
obviously,
talk about this
We
guy they
didn't talk
got.
about Nico.
no, yeah, that's
We
why
Well,
mentioned
I'm
him.
about to go. I'm about to go
Oh,
into.
Nico's
sorry,
the
sorry
big
about that,
one.
Louis. Sorry.
Yeah, so I'm about to go into, to me, an unexpected signing from Nico Lodeiro, right, from the Seattle Sounders. An intricate part for the success for the Seattle Sounders as an organization, as a signing, as a impactful player in the MLS. Obviously, not the most name recognized, player. There's not a Beckham, it's not a Messi, right? But if you want to talk about a player that made an impact in the league, this is one of the guys right here. I mean, he's made an impact in every team he's ever played. When he goes to the Netherlands, he gets free food. I mean, people in Ajax love him over there. When he goes to Uruguay, he doesn't have to pay for anything because have Uruguay's nationality is our national supporters. So they love him there too. So I mean, this guy everywhere he goes, he's loved and praised, and everybody praises his work ethic. So I just think he's going to be a great locker room presence for the team. And don't get me wrong, but he has great goals with the Sounders in the 10 position. So I mean, he still has some gas left in the tank. It's to me it's a plug and play. I do still feel though that we need, this is just my opinion, a younger Carlos Hill type player that maybe can be mentored by Nico at that point. If you're telling me that Nico is going to be my 10, you have to understand Mauricio's 32, Nico's 34. So we just went up 2 digits on the age scale. Now, he could be doing CrossFit. He could be doing, body boot camp. He may be doing less meals. Great, but that doesn't take the fact that chronologically he's 34 years old. And you're more prone to injuries. You're more prone to being sidelined. I mean, I just want to bring a little bit of reality. I know. What are your thoughts there, John? You look like, I'm like, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I'm just saying, like, you know,
No,
you know,
I agree. I agree entirely, Luis. And I think that's why everybody is like, skeptical of the fact that he's 34. I think he's still got it, something to offer at MLS.
sure,
I don't, I think like we saw Mauricio slow down a little bit. He's slowed down a little bit, but I still think he's very, very top quality for this league. Like he's up there. I mean, the guy got 58 goals in his time in Seattle and 231 appearances and also 62 assists during that time. So compared to, obviously he was there for many more years, like he was there for 8 years almost, whereas we had Mauricio for only 3 or 4. But the ratio is far higher on goals than assists for Nico. Like he
exactly.
seems to just be that guy who could team can run around. Now, I don't think he can play every game for us. I agree entirely. I think that's the question, and that will go on to what we kind of talk about in our next section in a bit. But um, really, where is he playing? Is he playing every week? Probably he's going to play the 10. We assume, but he can play anywhere of those 3 positions across. So how are we going to use Nico? Nico is the big question for me. And is he going to be the main guy and we going to rely on him all the time? And if that's the case, then that kind of worries me a little bit. And a lot of people still want a younger 10. So how does that affect? And would they start over him or would they learn from him? We don't know. These are the questions that still need to be answered.
Well, I know that it was a great deal because it was not a DP. I mean, I think the whole deal, after
Definitely
the
a
departures
free
of Junior
signing.
Urso and Mauricio Pereira, I mean, you're losing depth right there. And then you're pretty much replacing that veteran depth with just one player, because you want to make space in the roster to sign someone bigger, right? I mean, it makes a lot. I would have done the same move, I think, in my opinion. But I mean, do you have any concerns or any thoughts regarding Mauricio, Paola? Oh, sorry,
Mauricio or Nico?
Nico. Yeah, I get confused.
Oh, we're gonna do that all the
They're so
time. We're gonna be like
similar. You know what I
Mauricio.
mean?
Oh,
Like,
I mean Nico. Oh,
you
They
know,
exchange almost the same player, so no worries, Luis.
yeah,
No worries. No, I do have concerns, but at the same time, like, yes, he's 2 years older than Mauricio, but every single person aged differently. Like, maybe we can see a Nico that Oscar Pareja can give him a little bit of more gas left in the tank. Like, Oscar did it with Nani, Oscar did it with Pato. I'm not surprised is if Oscar Pareja do it with Nico. Like, in the last 4 years, I have Nico's goals, like the total goals. In the last 4 years, since 2020 up to 2023, his total goals are 17 goals and 22 assists, right? Because I saw a lot of people like their concerns, like, oh, Nico is not the same as 2016 when he got into the Sounders. Yes, that's a reality. But at the same time, he has a bunch of veteran story, and then he has been the CONCACAF. He already won the CONCACAF.
he's
He has
done it
two
all.
MLS Cups. So we need his guidance with these younger players that I think they will benefit from him, and we can benefit from him in the set pieces too. He's a good set piece goaler. So I'm thrilled. I'm concerned. I'm not gonna lie. I'm concerned because of his age, but I am like calm because I have seen it from Nani. I have seen it from Pato. That Oscar Pareja put a little bit of his magic into this veterans player. So that's my thought, Luis.
Yep. We're gonna definitely wish him the best here in Orlando City. I think he's gonna make quite a huge impact. His jersey has sold a lot of jerseys in Seattle, so I have no doubt that he's gonna sell a lot of jerseys here in Orlando as well. And he's gonna be a mentor for the young Uruguayans that are in our team. So that's gonna be great. But now we're gonna go to some rumors here. Definitely a position that we're definitely looking after Antonio Carlos' departure is the center back position. And there was a rumor coming in from Football Norway. I do want to say Football Norway Footy, that they call him the Viking also. David Brecalo.
Oh no, he plays for the Viking. That's the name of the club.
That's the
Oh,
name
that's
of
the
the
name of the
club, the
club.
Yeah, I
Viking.
also got
Mhm.
confused by that when I first read it. No,
Oh,
yeah, the club is called Viking that he plays for.
oh, okay. So
I'm
the team,
assuming
the
Viking
team that he
FC
plays
or
is called
something.
Viking. Wow.
Yeah,
And
in the
right, and he
Swedish
made
first.
right. He
Sorry,
made
the Norway first division,
Yeah.
Norwegian
So
first
Norway
division.
First Division, the Viking, and David Brecalo apparently was rumored that he got an offer from Orlando City, and the player seems to want to leave the Norway, Norway's club, Viking, but unfortunately the club it's playing hard to get and it's playing hardball, and so I think that he also has played in Sweden, so he played in Malmo as well. He's played in other big clubs. He's only 25 years old. He's right-footed. He's from Slovenia. That's where he's from, and he was he was pretty much told that he was the best center back in Norway for the Norwegian league. Unfortunately, he did had a big injury that kind of made him sidelined, and he's just now back in full form. So he's looking obviously to leave Norway. So he's keen to the move. He's keen to move to the city beautiful, but his club is playing hard to get. I don't know. What are your thoughts regarding this player? I mean, it seems like it's top of the Orlando City signing we're used to, low risk with a high reward, something coming from cheap, you know what I mean? Something that's gonna come from a something that is gonna get used to playing with Robin. I don't know what are your thoughts regarding that, John.
I mean, yeah, I think obviously Scandinavia has been good to us, right? We've got Dagger Dan and Janssen from there, and I it's somewhere they're like St. Louis just went and picked up a right back out of Scandinavia. There's quite a few other MLS teams that are going there this window and picking up guys because you can find the right player for the right price. I mean, he's his market value apparently is at 3.5 million on transfer marks. So I did a little back and forth on Twitter with the guy who reported this, and he was kind of saying that if we make the right offer, we could steal him away from Viking FK. So he's actually Slovenian
Mm,
himself, and obviously playing there. So he has played for the Slovenian national team. He's got 11 caps for them. So
it's not
he
bad.
seems like one of those players that could be a real gem, and big, strong. I don't know about his passing ability, but definitely from what I've seen online, he likes to get up and head the ball. He's just a typical center back, really, someone that would partner Janssen extremely well, and hopefully would bond with him well in the sense that they're both, not obviously from the same country, but there's a certain amount of Scandinavian bond there that they can kind of join together, being in the hot Florida sun and explain to him how to not get sunburned, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean we have actually a video of him defending if you want to see it real quick. You
Yeah,
like
definitely.
we could put a little bit of it. It's gonna be like two minutes, but
And this is just a rumor by somebody that we assume has some credibility, but we have no idea really. But
right.
I don't know, unless this guy's just making things up,
No, no.
but
So
I
this is
doubt it.
David Bracala right there. You
Yeah.
know, here you go.
He's got some definitely some danger off the set piece,
Right. Look off the set
Someone
piece.
to
Look,
attack
something
the
that we're
ball.
really
Look at
lacking.
this. What a great header he has got
We
there.
really don't have. You know.
Yeah. I mean, obviously highlights you're just seeing the best of these guys. You never see the worst of them in the highlights, but I think
Look at
attribute
that pass right
wise,
there. Something
Janssen
like
is not the fastest, and we love Janssen, but in this clip you can see him covering the ground. Like, we need
yeah, he's
someone to
really good.
cover him behind very quickly when we get kind of caught out high up the field in that back line. From what I also see, he can do a bit of dribbling, a bit of passing.
Yeah,
He looks
he could
like
do
a
better dribbling than
modern,
Antonio. That's for sure.
all-round center back, the kind of guy that we can trust on the ball, but also, is physical and fast in order to be able to tackle and do what he needs to do. So who knows? Hopefully they make something
Yeah.
happen here. I doubt it would be for a DP slot or the young D. We only have a young DP slot
Yeah,
right now,
I
but
don't think so.
I would
Yeah.
be doubtful.
And we have a rumor going around. I think it's important for us to mention. Former Orlando City player Junior Urso. He is being sought after. He wants to stay in the MLS. That's what rumors say. I want to give a shout out to Christian Morais from Territorio MLS, good pal. Um, he wants to stay with the club. He wants to stay in the MLS. He wants to stay in the United States, and apparently he's gotten a couple of offers on the table from other MLS clubs. No real proposal has arrived yet, but you know he's a former Orlando City player. I will suggest him to go out west. That's just my suggestion. Junior, go out west, man. You know what I mean? You can go to the Galaxy. They just signed a Brazilian 10 from Vasco da Gama, Peck, a really good player. So should definitely do that. So wish him the best. Any thoughts you guys have regarding Urso trying to stay in the MLS?
No.
No, I mean, good luck to
I,
Junior. Love him. I would like him to
yeah.
find a home. That'd be nice.
Wish is not a rival of us. That's the only thing that I'm gonna say.
Yeah, don't go sign for Atlanta or Miami or something, dude.
I
Please.
really doubt that it's Miami, but Atlanta,
I could see it
don't do
like
it, bro.
Charlotte or somewhere that's like as like Montreal, somewhere that's struggling that could use some veteran
I mean,
MLS.
Ruang is going to Montreal, so probably he will recruit him.
If they play like
Ron is going to
with
Montreal.
wing
Oh wow.
backs,
Yep.
Huan would be a great wing back in that sort of non-state system because that guy who went to Montreal is gonna employ the non-state system. I'm pretty sure.
That's why. But yeah, Ruang is
So
going to Montreal.
yeah. So now let's do the lineup. With Nico Lodeiro, and what are our needs, right? That we need in depth. So obviously Pedro Galese up top, correct? Right, guys?
Well, Pedro goes saying goal. When you say
Yeah.
up top, makes me feel like up top on the
It's the
picture,
striker. Yeah.
not on top on the pitch.
Right.
Yeah,
On goal. Okay. So
definitely. Pedro
then obviously your center back duo. For now
Jansen and blank.
is Jensen.
Well, and Schlegel, because Schlegel, I think for now, that's what we have.
I mean, if Orlando is targeting a center back, do you think he'll be a DP center back?
No.
I would be. I mean that goes back to another question about center attacking mid. Really, like we have that one young DP slot right now. that we can use. If it's not going to be on a center attacking mid, because there are other options that we do, which I'll talk about in a second, but if not, then it might be used for a center back. But I would be surprised. I think like a max Tam, like a high Tam kind of player for the other center back,
Okay. So
like we were
we're
looking at
having
with Calo.
we're having here Santos, correct? Important part of the team, right?
Santos is that left back. Got to be.
And we're keeping on a double pivot. I know that you have Cesar. He's
Yep.
going to be playing the under 23 Uruguayan national team, right? For the Paralympics. And right here is going to be Wilder, right? And I believe, I mean, I don't know what are your thoughts, but I think Nico Lodeiro is going to be our number 10 for now.
I
That's
think
a big
we're talking
question mark.
about that young attacking mid. I think I don't know why. More and more every day, I feel like they brought in Nico to teach Faku how to be the 10.
Okay.
I
It
agree.
So,
just makes a lot of sense. We were
yeah, it
talking
does.
about
And
in
he's,
Paula that he used to play the 10 and Penarol, and like he, kind of sees himself, right? I think in some ways he sees himself as that guy, the 10 to run the team around. So who better than to teach him than essentially his idol? I mean, I imagine the guy's his idol, or at least he looks up to him in that way because he's just a national hero. So Nico teach Faku, right? Am I wrong about this, or
well, I
I
mean,
don't
he's
know?
getting the number 10 jersey, apparently, according to
Well,
Alonso.
there's that too. I mean, that kind of sparked a thought in my mind. I know you
Right.
don't, just because you're getting the 10 jersey doesn't mean you play the 10 center
He played
attacking
a
mid
10. He
position,
played a 10 in Peñarol.
but it kind of all adds up. Nico, the jersey, we haven't bought another 10 yet.
Okay. So we're probably going to see then. We're going to see. Are we ready to see Faku here?
I don't know. This is just me spitballing. It's like one of many
I agree with you.
scenarios.
I
Paula,
agree with you.
what do you think?
I'm not against the move of having Facundo Torres playing the 10. He's done it in Peñarol.
I
You
won't
know?
be surprised. I think probably Facu said, "Hey, I want to play. If Pereira is gonna leave, I want to play number 10 next year."
Right.
And like John said, they bring Nico into the equation to guide this guy. So I can see him or Ojeda, but I see more Facu as a 10
Yeah, I think
because
I see.
he used to do it. So I agree.
I also think that regardless, one of them has to play the 10. And that's also why it's like, okay, we bring in another guy. Well, you don't need another guy. You just need one of them to be the guy who plays the 10, right? Last year, there was that Mauricio, like,
The only
Plus,
one.
they can
blocking that
also
whole thing from
plus they can
happening. Now
also
there's no
switch.
Mauricio. You've got an option for one of them to become that guy.
Right. Plus, in transition, if you have Angulo, because Angulo is going to be our left wing for sure. Um, you know, if you have, let's say, Ojeda here, Ojeda can switch with Facundo. I mean, they can switch positions in transition either way. So,
I
I mean,
was gonna say that.
they've
Yeah.
done it already last season. So, um, so are we ready to see Ojeda on the right? I think
Yeah,
that
I
makes
mean, I
sense to
think
me.
Ojeda just he wants to shoot. But I think also he could play the 10. I think either of them could do it. You just have to commit to who's doing what.
Mhm.
And like actually, we saw earlier, like in the 2023 season, times when Faku played the 10, times when Ojeda played the 10. So the question is who, and or maybe it's going to be Nico and some other guy that we don't know yet, right? It
Yeah.
could still happen that we get a young DP cam in. So
Right. Maybe.
that's the three scenarios that I see playing out. Which one of those it is, I think we'll know more
I think
kind
it's
of
gonna
as
go more
preseason goes
towards
on.
knowing the front office. I have a feeling that it's going to be more of the, Lodero mentoring Facu Torres and him taking the 10. I think, and then Ojeda playing, because he's a DP, so he's gonna be playing that right wing and trying to find partnerships between them three Doing the switcheroo as they always done. Them three here in the attacking third. So, and then now when it comes to our right back, sorry, Dagger Dan. I don't think there's anyone else you could tell me that's better than Dagger Dan right now.
I mean, I wasn't sure that he was gonna be the right back again, but I think that was just me being like, Dagger can do whatever you want, Like I think Oscar, if you're building a squad right now and you're looking at where you can save money, you're gonna go, okay, Dagger is a right back if we want him to be a right back, or you gotta go out and buy a right back,
Yeah.
But obviously, Dagger can play lots of positions, so he could be useful however we want. But I think his biggest use in the squad and saving money, et cetera, is being that new right back for us, and he can do attack and defense. He can be great from that position.
Look, not a lot of changes from last season if you think about it. There's only maybe
And
two.
that's good. We want to kind of
Yeah.
keep this squad together and add. The thing I would say is I would like to see Enrique play more. Like get Enrique as the starter on that left wing, because you were talking about the three and the fact that they gel together. I think Ojeda, Torres, and Enrique could have some really, or
So you see
Ojeda,
Enrique.
Torres, and Nico. I think Enrique is in that same idea where he knows how to play, and I think that left wing spot is so much better for him than the striker position. So I do think Angulo is going to play a lot, but I think we're going to see Enrique get more starts this season. Or at least I hope we will. I mean, the guy's called up to the Argentinian national, U23 team, so he's definitely, a hot talent. I think we just need to give him more play time.
Definitely. So do we feel that Duncan is going to be our top striker, and we may get like a veteran to mentor him, or we're not going to get another attacker that's going to be Jackling and Duncan?
No, I feel that we need to get a veteran striker
I do
to
too.
guide them, because right now we have too many. It's good that we have young players, but at the same time, we need another one and a veteran one. Not, I feel that we need it.
We should get the Super Saiyan of goals, Raul Ruiz, Nico's friend.
I think if you've got Duncan till the summer, almost like you can get away with like having one veteran striker in there who's like a bit older that we got. That's okay. I think the thing is, if you're planning that Duncan's going to go in the summer, it would almost be better to get his replacement now.
No, exactly.
Get them, and that would hopefully be a younger guy. But it's a toss up. If you want goals and you want, there's go find yourself an MLS veteran or a South American veteran who can just bang them in for you. So maybe that's what we need. But also we need someone that's not going to hit the wage bill too hard. I'd really love like a Suarez type that we can pay nothing to. That sounds great. Can we get that deal?
We probably will with this front office.
Except
They're
for without
magicians.
the knee problems, that would be great.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, we don't need a very injury prone player in our squad.
We don't need the entire retirement team.
Exactly.
Just one retirement guy.
So if you're listening, we have Galese in goal. You have Dagger Dan. Then you have maybe a possible signing, Robin Jansen, Santos as your left back. You have your double pivot of Cesar Araujo and Wilder Cartagena. Your number 10 will be Facundo Torres. As your left wing, you'll have Ivan Angulo. As your right winger, you'll have Martin Ojeda. And right up top, the Helen of the Heartland, Duncan McGuire. So that's your Orlando City squad. Solid lineup. Very excited. And I guess we're gonna do questions now. Let's read some comments. It says Joshua Tall, I can't wait for tonight's show. And Orlando City made some moves. Joshua Tall, I think we need a center attacking midfield, a center back, and maybe a left back. I agree. Joshua Tall, I hope we maybe get that center back that we're interested in. Cesar Araujo got called up for Uruguay. I do agree, and he's going to wear number 5, which is great. Anthony Solis, if Angulo could finish up his shots, he would be such a major threat. he wouldn't be playing in the MLS. That's all I'm gonna say. It says, "Do you know much about that center back we're interested in?" Yeah, we just talked about that. Thank you so much for that.
I don't know much about him. I got to do a bit more research on
Yeah, I
Bricalo.
mean, it's not like we wake up every weekend and say, "Hey, I'm
No,
gonna watch the Norwegian league
yeah.
here," right? Uh,
It's hard to judge these guys off their highlight reels unless you watch
Emily
the league.
Dinsmore. I want to say hello to Emily. Says, "Well, while it hurt to see the bear go to a rival, can't help but wish Urso the best." Yeah, me too. Yeah, Emily Dinsmore. If Facu plays a 10, could that get Ojeda more time as well? Yeah, I do. I think he'll be our right winger.
And that's a big part of it. It's like whether either one of them plays a 10. We just
Mhm.
need like we can't have Ojeda as the DP who
Yeah,
doesn't
we cannot have him as
doesn't
a
play,
sub.
right? They gotta figure that out this
Yeah.
season. That's a big thing.
Jeffrey O, we need Gabby Gold. I agree with Jeffrey O. I bring Gabby Gold here. Gabby Gold will love it here. I think
I
Gabby
mean,
Gold, he's the
it
striker
would be
from
nice.
Flamengo.
It'd be nice.
It'd be amazing. I mean, think about it. It'd be, I think that'd be fantastic. Thank you so much for everyone that dropped their comments. We definitely appreciate it. Do we have anything else to add, John? Am I skipping something?
No, I think that's everything. I'm pretty much on our show.
Yeah, we wanted to go ahead and thank you guys for all your support. Keep dropping us your comments. We're going to be a little bit more active on the social media accounts now. And again, go vote for our brand new logo. There's a lot of good news happening within Loud and Proud Orlando. So again, we're gonna have the new time 7:30. We're gonna have an extra LPO day during the week, and then also a Pride Pod strictly for Orlando Pride. So thank you all. Thank you to Paola, to John, and it says Emily Dinsmore. Can't wait to see y'all back in the stadium. Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there.
Oh,
So
I'm counting the days till this preseason game. So
yeah. So anyway, guys, we'll see you guys in a couple days, and vamos Orlando. Thank you guys.
vamos
Vamos, Orlando,
Orlando.
let's go.
Have a good one.